Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for tuning in to this September version of the GIVR monthly coaching call. This month's topic is reputation marketing mastery, how to turn online reviews into consistent revenue. The bottom line is it is the belief of Noah, myself, and our entire team that if the world says it's so, it must be so. And never has this been more true in business, whether your business is healthcare, dental, home services, professional services, whether you're an accountant, a legal professional, fractional CFO, it really doesn't matter. Your business is not what you say it is, but rather what Google says it is, or what Facebook says it is, or perhaps what Yelp says it is, or OpenTable if you're a restaurateur. So we are going to discuss with you the services that are available through the GIVR platform to literally seamlessly and easily leverage our platform to automatically, as they say in Disney, generate 4- and 5-star reviews consistently. So we have a method, we call it a snapshot. That means that Noah and myself are going to have loaded in your individual sub account this call and gone over on a one-on-one basis at your very next account review exactly how this system works. But suffice it to say, we've already built a system with QR code to generate online reviews. We've got the ability to integrate with no less than 20 most prominent review sites. I'm going to go over that in just a moment. We're also going to share with you exactly how you can respond to reviews through AI entirely, or both manually and through AI, or manually. The goal there is going to be to respond to every review. We're going to touch on that. We're also going to talk about how do we take that positive feedback, those 5-star reviews, wherever they're propagating, and turn those into marketing assets to actually leverage the voice of your happiest customers, clients, and patients to attract more customers, clients, and patients. Again, with the idea being, and it is true, but if you don't believe it now, you certainly will by the end of this workshop. If the world says it so, it must be so. So the world is saying it, we're practicing it, and as one of our preferred GIVR clients, you have this system at your disposal, at the ready, and we can't wait to show you exactly how to use it. So we're going to talk about reputation marketing today. If you're on the call or you're watching the recording, I did send a course syllabus. I'm just going to go over it real quick so that we can, okay, and here we go. All right, so if you remember, I sent the reputation marketing playbook agenda. This is our itinerary. This is what we're going to cover in the 60 minutes that we have today. As I record this, it is 12 minutes after 2 Eastern time. So I will be teaching till roughly 10 after 3 Eastern time, in which case we'll open it up to questions, and we'll have a Q&A session for as long as you can answer questions. I'm free to stay for the full 90 minutes, even a little bit after. But victory for us is that first we inspire you to understand the value of reputation marketing, how to turn reviews into revenue. We want you to fully understand the capabilities of the platform that you've got at your fingertips and at your disposal. And we also want to touch on the done with you difference. You know, why someone would want to do business with GIVR over someone else. What is it like to have the expert coaching of Noah and Billy and the team? So we're going to go over that as well. But we want to make sure that you realize what we're going to cover, and then afterwards we're going to send out the recording. But I've also prepared a complete reputation marketing playbook. This is essentially, like, this page shows you what we're going to cover today, just a little 2-page outline, which I'm going to go over with you in a moment. But subsequent to that, we've actually prepared an entire, let me make this a little bigger, an entire playbook. Okay, this is, I think, 24 pages of everything you would need to know to use the GIVR reputation marketing system. Okay, why it's important, what are the best practices, how do we stay in compliance, HIPAA compliance if we're healthcare, data compliance if we're any other responsible organization, how do we generate reviews, how do we manage reviews, how do we amplify reviews, how do we respond to reviews, do we respond to all reviews, how do we handle negative reviews, God forbid we get one, all going over in this action guide. So each of the coaching calls that you sign up for right now, they're coming monthly. First one being September this month, we're going over reputation because we feel like it's so important. You will not only get in advance of our coaching call the itinerary, but you will also get the full action guide. So you'll know exactly what's going on in each of these calls, so that you can, go back to review. You can use this as a literal recipe for how to turn reviews into revenue. We're putting our money where our mouth is, but we really understand that most people want to know the why behind, the what in this case. And with guys like Noah and myself and our team, we're going to go through this step by step so that you can implement this with the platform, set this to autopilot, and never really worry about it again. So you're not only going to get the outline, you're also going to get the action guide. So there we go. Okay, what are we covering today? Okay, well, for the sake of the recording and those that joined us, first is the introduction and the why. Okay, I'm going to share with you immediately how reputation impacts your bottom line, where the content comes from, the key question, what it would mean for your business if you could consistently attract more high quality clients without spending more on ads. That's the bottom line, people. How do we increase top line revenue without investing tons of money in ads, without waiting quarter upon quarter, if not years, for SEO to hit that critical point? How do we do that? Well, we're going to show you how to do that today. What are the 3 pillars of reputation marketing? We spent 15 minutes talking about the value. What are the 3 pillars? They're generate, manage, and market. What's the clear value to you? How does the GIVR reputation marketing system play in? And then we're going to go over step by step with word tracks exactly how to generate reviews. What are the conversations? Do we leverage QR codes? Do we automate a system with email and text? Do we do a combination of each? We're going to talk about that. What is the ask? Okay. How effective is it? What's the system that supports the ask? Why does this work? What are the tools available? Do you have any pro tips and tricks, best practices, kind of a peek behind the curtain? Absolutely, we do. We're going to go over that as well. Pillar 2, how do we effectively manage reviews? What does it even mean? Why do they call it the more general term for reputation marketing, which is what we call it? Why do most folks call it reputation management? What's the difference between marketing and management? We're going to go over that. We'll talk to you about responding, talking about professional and polite, talk about how to move the conversations offline to appear empathetic, but not rude or arrogant or entitled. We're really going to get into some nuance about this, which we feel is really important. Far too often we see people coming to us after the fact where they've got a little bit of a landmine on their hands, and we're happy to help them and happy to correct it, but it's much better if we can prevent those landmines, and we're going to really help you to see around corners in that section of the second pillar. And then finally, in my opinion, the reason you're here, the reason you're watching, whether you're watching it on 1 time speed or 1.5 or 2, really doesn't matter. You'll want to slow things down when we get to the third pillar, which is how to market your social proof. Okay, why are we doing this? Okay, what is the point of that reputation marketing, as we put it, turning the reviews into revenue? How does that cycle work? We're going to touch on that. And then we're also going to open it up for questions and answers for those that are on the call. We'll also actually set up a web chat that you'll be able to, whether you're watching this evening or tomorrow or next week, we'll be able to actually respond to the questions that you have. And there will be an opportunity with a QR code at the end of the call, after the Q&A, to schedule an account review. This could be your monthly review. It might even be your quarterly review, but it'll be a meeting with Noah and myself where we will implement the reputation snapshot and then go over with you exactly how it works, as well as the supplemental videos that exist in the platform, so that you can manage this process effectively. Okay, so this is the agenda. You will get the action guide, which again, pages upon pages upon pages upon pages of best practices, so that you know exactly, plus the citations. Nothing in here was made up by me. This is all what we know as best practices as it pertains to reputation marketing. You're going to get that action guide as well. So let's get started. Okay, first things first. Okay, hopefully this is familiar to you. Okay. All right. So how many people, show of hands, people on the call, how many people are familiar with the video training section of the GIVR platform? Okay. If you're in this platform and you're stumped and you're like, well, I know I have a meeting with Noah or Billy or Brendan or Sarish or Shahir, I have to make a note because I want to ask them, how do I set up the automated review generation system. How do I automate the responses to those reviews? Well, within the software tutorial videos, if you were to scroll down, just so you know, this is news to some of you, but it's always been there for you. Software setup, business profile. We do all this for you, but if you ever want to go back, you want to add a staff member that shows you exactly how. You want to get into the dashboard, the conversations, the calendars, something about payments, opportunities pipeline got you stumped. You're not sure exactly how marketing automation has worked or some examples or trigger events that can be replicated in your business. We've got split testing funnels, domain connections. You need to create a quick landing page. Most of you folks are going to rely on us for it. That's what we hope. But just know right here in the reputation window is you can click on this button and it'll give you a soup to nuts, step-by-step guide on how to set up the reputation system all the way through the automations, the texts, the whole 9 yards, okay? We have this already set up for you, but based on the traffic that we can see to this page, we probably didn't do a great job of letting you know that it's there, and that's okay. We're gonna do a better job of Q3 and all of Q4 because it is our goal to set up our entire book of business for what will be the best first quarter of your career in 2026. So again, everything we talk about here is, you don't have to take notes. I want you to use these videos to actually learn how to do this. We're going to spend a lot of time in the reputation tab, which is just beneath media storage right here on the left-hand side. Reputation, it's got a little star. We're going to go through this entire reputation tab in just a moment. But first, we're going to teach, okay? So again, we are going to start with the 60 minutes reputation marketing workshop, okay? I've already said it a couple times. The reality today, folks, is whether you're doing business locally, whether you're an e-com brand, you're an attorney relying on lawyers.com, or you're a doctor with reviews on ZocDocs. Perhaps you're hoping to crack the Google Map Pack as a home services professional, where people are looking for a service in an area, something like a roofer near me, or a pressure washer near me, gutter cleaning near me, childcare near me. Anytime you're going to search for an industry in an area, what you're basically saying is, how does Google, specifically the Google Business Profile, view my business? Okay, because what you're searching for, whether you're using a smartphone, a smart speaker, what all of that data is being pulled from Google. Okay, what is the Google Business Profile saying about your business? And why is this important? Because whether you're a personal or professional services business, that's any business that you work on someone's person, your healthcare, physical therapy, personal trainer, perhaps you're a home services professional or a B2B professional, like a consultant or a coach. Suffice it to say that no one is allowing you to touch their body, come into their home, or work on their livelihood, their business, without clear and abundant public validation. What is the clear and abundant public validation that we're talking about? Well, we're talking about the clear and public validation that is Google 5-star reviews. It is the #1 most popular, most important review site available. We're going to go over the 15 or 20 other ones, some of which many people on this call are going to be like, I had no idea we could integrate with Zillow. I had no idea we could integrate with Yelp. I had no idea we could integrate with the Better Business Bureau. We can, folks. GIVR can integrate with 24 separate top-rated review sites. I'm going to show you exactly how we do it. And now you can actually set up a system where if you want to concentrate on 3 or 4 review platforms, if you're a restaurant and you need to focus on OpenTable, or you need to focus on Yelp if you're out west, or you need to focus on the legal review sites if you're a personal injury attorney in Orlando, well, we can actually set up a system whereby every 3rd review goes to that site. So you can go Google, Facebook, Yelp, Google, Facebook, Zillow, Google, Facebook, Better Business Bureau, or OpenTable if you're a restaurant. Well, why does that matter? Well, because where are your clients, customers, and patients coming from? And guess what? Nobody's coming to you until someone else has said over and over and over again how great you do what you do. Because as I started this talk, your business is not what you say that it is. Your business is exactly what Google, Yelp, Zillow, Facebook, OpenTable, Better Business Bureau, ZocDocs, Health Grades say that it is. We simply can't edify ourselves. Yes or yes? Make sense? Okay, so what we're trying to get across is 90%, if not more, of consumers today, so 9 out of 10, 90 out of 100, are going to check online reviews before checking out your business. People come to Noah and I all the time, and they need a new website, and we're happy to build them one. But it's interesting that someone will drop 3, 4, 5, 10 grand on a new website, and we'll look at their Google business profile, and they've got a 2.4 rating across 36 reviews. There's no photos. There's no hours. There's no service area. There's no suite of services. They're literally neglecting their Google business profile, which is essentially the waiting room, their online waiting room of their business. And we're happy to build out their website. But the first thing we say to them is, Mr. or Mrs. Business Owner, we are happy to deliver just a stellar, smart website, a styled, monetized, automated, ranked, and trusted website. But before we do that, we have got to do some work on the Google business profile, because no one's clicking to your $10,000 website if you've got a 50-cent Google business profile. And by the way, folks, your Google business profile is absolutely free. So to neglect it is just, it's inexcusable. So we're focusing on it in our first call, in our onboarding. The first integration Noah sets up is the Google business profile, the Google Search Console, or Looker Studio, or GA4, if you know what Google Analytics are. So this is what we're doing, and the system is set up within the GIVR platform for you to do that as well. Okay. So the question that we have to ask ourselves is, what would it mean for your business right now if you could consistently attract more of your favorite high quality clients, customers, and patients without spending a dollar on ads? Not one. What would it mean? What would it mean to your business if 50% of your patients were not only fans, but they were Salesforce fans? They were literally like out there promoting your business. We talk about it. Noah and I talk about it all the time. Our goal is to turn your patients into fans, and those fans will be your Salesforce. Our goal is to turn to create fan advocates out of your happiest customers, clients, or patients. And so the question is, if you understand what a strong reputation does, and we have the ability with a flip of a toggle and 10 minutes of preparation to set the system up for you, and it not only takes care of your Google business profile, which supports your search engine optimization efforts, but it can actually create social media content as well as advocacy or advertising. We can actually turn this social proof, which is what it is. It's proving that you're great at what you say you're great at, but not as said by you, but as indicated by the stories of your own customers, clients, and patients. When we do that, we're establishing a best-in-class reputation that will serve as a river of revenue and opportunities for you. And everyone on this call knows the best possible client or patient to deal with is a client or patient that was referred to us by an existing client or patient. They convert right away. Price is never an object. They respect and appreciate your differentiation. They expect an outstanding outcome. They expect you to serve them better than most. There's relationship ingrained in the introduction. It's awesome. So if 9 out of 10 customers, clients, and patients are going online to learn about your business through the eyes and the testimony of your former patients and customers, how is that any different than a referral? So what we're actually doing here is being cognizant and aware of how can we create an environment where our customers are our sales force, our patients are our advocates, our clients do the communications and selling for us. How cool is that? Okay. The pillars that we're going to talk about today are, how do we proactively and systematically generate more reviews? Okay, well, we're also going to get into how to manage the reviews and then how to market those. First thing I want to show you is how the GIVR platform is going to do this in the reputation section of the platform. Okay, if we go here, okay, let's go to settings. Okay. So if you look at the top here, you see got reputation, you got overview, requests, reviews, widgets, listings, and settings, as well as the Google Business Profile Optimization tab. We're going to spend most of our time in the settings tab. Okay. Noah will, if he hasn't already, Noah and his team will properly integrate your Giver system with both Google and Facebook or Meta, Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp. Those are your two most popular. But guess what, folks? Look at all the other review platforms we have at our disposal. Okay. I mean, Airbnb, AliExpress, Angie's List, Avo, Apple, Amazon, Booking.com, Capterra, Car Gurus, Cars.com, City Search, Consumer Affairs, Dealer Rater, eBay, Facebook, Foursquare, FindLaw, Expedia, Glassdoor, Google Business Profile, Google Player, Google Shopping, Health Grades, Home Advisor, Hotels.com, House.com, OpenTable, Lawyers.com, Indeed, IMDb, Product Hunt, Product Reviews, RateMD, TripAdvisor, Yelp, Yellow Pages, WebMD, Trustpilot, Zillow, ZocDoc, Zomato, BBB, The Knot, Goodreads, DoorDash, Caring.com, Thumbtack, Uber Eats, Wedding Wire, and Yellow Pages. Ladies and gentlemen, which one did I miss? The reality is every popular, reputable online third-party rating agency is already integrated into our platform. We've done the work so you don't have to. Okay. So if you have an Airbnb, well, we want to be on Airbnb. We want to be on City Search. We want to be on Expedia, Booking.com. If you're selling e-com, is Amazon important to you or AliExpress? Okay. If you're a home services company, how bad would you like to be propagating to Angie's List, as well as City Search, Glassdoor? What else did I see? Oh gosh, there's more for Yellow Pages, Trustpilot, Trust Radius, Thumbtack. Oh my gosh, Thumbtack for home services. There's nothing better. Yelp, the Better Business Bureau. If you're in the event planning business, you want to be on Wedding Wire and The Knot. If you're a restaurant, you need to be on DoorDash, OpenTable, Yelp, Yellow Pages. Doctors, we've got RateMD, WebMD, Trustpilot, Health Grades. They're all here, folks. So it is absolutely simple for us to integrate with the popular review sites, and we absolutely will. We can set up QR codes. So we'll set up a QR code so that if you want to set up an acrylic display at the front desk, and after we talk about the conversations that you undoubtedly must have in order to secure that positive review, we can make it super simple. The reality is you are going to be 80% more likely to get a review face-to-face than if you send them a text even 5 minutes after leaving your office. Think about that. You have them in front of your face. You have that social pressure of, how was your experience today? Oh, it was wonderful. Oh, great. Well, listen, in a moment, or if you don't mind scanning that QR code, we'd love to receive some feedback. If you had a great experience today, it's likely because of the feedback that we were able to get from the patients or clients or customers that were here before you. It almost feels like a pay it forward, kind of like an obligation. Like, hey, if you're enjoying your experience with us, it's because we care so much about our client, patient, or customer experience that we take the time, the 2 to 3 minutes after your experience, to ask about it, to secure feedback. And oh, by the way, if you had a great experience, will you please do me a favor? It really helps us to better serve you. It really helps us to better serve you. Can you please just give us some feedback? Scan this QR code and give us some feedback. We never say, will you leave us a review? But if you say scan this QR code and leave us some feedback, we will actually set up your review funnel, and we call it a survey, because how cool would it be, folks, if in the process of getting those 4 or 5-star reviews, God forbid, you got some negative feedback? What if someone ranks you 2 stars? Do you want to learn about that on Google? If someone leaves you a 1-star experience, do you want to learn about that on OpenTable or Yelp? I don't think so. We can actually set up a survey, a smart survey, just like our smart websites and our smart platform. Okay. We can set up a survey whereby if they give you a positive sentiment, which is what it's called, a sentiment survey, if they give you a positive sentiment, 5 stars, directly gives them an opportunity to post that on Google. But what happens if they had a less than perfect experience? Do you want to know about that? As the owner operator of your business, wouldn't it behoove you to know when someone had a less than positive experience so as to not repeat that experience? So that's what we help you to do. We help you through 1 and 2 and 3 star experiences to shine a light We illuminate the negative. We cannot put a Band-Aid on a melanoma. If you have a problem in your practice, if you have a problem in your front desk, if you have a problem in your waiting room, we need to be aware of it. And once we're aware of it, awareness precedes progress. We can fix it. We have to find it, follow it, then fix it. How do we find it? We find it through sentiment surveys. All of this is available to you through the GIVR platform. Every one of you is paying for this. We can't wait for you to experience the benefit of this. Okay? This is an absolute no-brainer. So now we get the sentiment, 1, 2, or 3 stars. We're going to keep that as an internal feedback survey. What can we do to improve the process? You can call them one-on-one. You can schedule a conversation. You can send them a gift. You can invite them back in. You can discount their services. But here's the thing. You're aware. You're aware. You now know. You don't have to guess. Okay? If they had an absolutely outstanding experience, 5 stars, guess what? Straight to Zillow, straight to Health Grades, straight to ZocDocs, straight to OpenTable, straight to Yellow Pages, Better Business Bureau, wherever you need that rating, Thumbtack, Home Advisor, Angie, whatever helps you the most. Okay? So we are here to help you, but we have everything you need right here. Email, SMS, WhatsApp requests native to the platform. Okay? So we can do that for you, and we will. Okay. So the way we generate reviews is first the ask. Okay? I'm right here, folks. The way to generate reviews, the most important, most critical, the simplest, and the most effective way is what we call the ask. Okay? I'm actually on Friday. Today's Wednesday, September 3rd. Friday, in just 2 days' time, I'm traveling to a client to deliver a patient experience workshop. Why would I deliver a patient experience workshop to a client? Well, because not only are they an excellent client and we want them to win, but sometimes the practice needs to understand what does an awesome 5-star patient experience look like? It's difficult to ask for a 5-star review or expect 5-star feedback if you're delivering a 2-star experience. So we first take it upon ourselves to teach those that ask and are nearby. And if you're not nearby, Noah and I, we don't even need to fly first class. We'll take 2 business class seats and a Holiday Inn Express, and that'll be good enough for us. But we would be happy to get into your business and actually share with you what a 5-star patient customer client workshop or experience looked like. Because if you have great CX, you're going to get these reviews. But if you don't worry, we can fix it. So the first thing we teach during our patient experience or client experience workshop is how to ask. Okay, it's simply this. This will be on the YouTube rewatch section. So I'm going to slow down. The way we ask is simple. We make eye contact. We thank them for their presence. We ask them how their experience was today. Okay, if you're making eye contact, asking about their experience, and they're not making eye contact, it's probably not been a great experience. But if they do make eye contact, they will say, wow, it was a really great experience. It was doctor, was in on time. Lisa, the hygienist, is just so great. I didn't expect to have this work done, but I didn't feel a thing. The sedation makes it so much easier to get the Novocaine. I'm in no pain at all, and yet I can still feel my face. It's a beautiful thing. Great experience. Oh, I'm so glad you felt that way. Would you mind documenting some of that feedback? You see, if you had a great experience today, it's likely because of the feedback that we've gotten from patients who've been here previous to you. So in a moment, you can scan this QR code, or I could send you a text, whatever's easier for you, and just take a minute to give us some honest and sincere feedback so that we can better serve you going forward. If you look them in the eye and thank them for their time and actually show some interest, you will be amazed at how few people will say no and how many people will do that review right in front of you. And here's the reality. Most people live lives of quiet desperation. No one gives a rip about them. No one asks them anything. If you're in the restaurant business, you've been in hospitality, you know what a table touch is. You're conditioned to walk up and make sure everything's okay. Why aren't there table touches in every other business? I don't know, but there should be. Because the reality is, if the world says it's so, it must be so. And we want to make sure that you're getting that positive feedback. And the way that you give positive feedback is to first ask. And if you can train the last person who speaks to a patient, client, or customer to make that request, more times than not, you're going to be successful in getting that feedback. We can set up the sentiment survey. So God forbid they didn't have a perfect experience. You're not finding out about it publicly, but we can certainly set it up. We can set up the review funnel. We can set it up in a way so after a positive interaction, you could literally click a button and send the automation. We could set up a QR code so they can scan it and immediately give feedback. And we can also set it up to filter out any negative feedback right here, giving you a chance to handle issues privately, as I said. Okay, what are the tools you need? Guess what, folks? You already have them. Okay, the GIVR reputation system automates this entire process. We can first help you to understand the value of this process. We can give you word tracks and sound bites so that you execute it perfectly. And we already have the tools and resources to do great work because you already have the GIVR platform. Okay. What's the pro tip here? I've already mentioned it, but if you're in a home services business, or if you're maybe a hairstylist or a nail salon or a dental practice or a med spa, you may want to use QR codes because you might know the right time, the right place, the right moment to point out a QR code. Or if you're a home services tech and you're leaving a job, and you, on the back of every one of your cards or your invoices or your receipts, there is a QR code that someone could scan the QR code and immediately go to your survey, which is we call it the customer satisfaction survey. Okay, we don't call it a review request. It's a customer satisfaction survey where we can then, if they're giving you a sentiment of 5 stars or 4 stars, boom, they're going to have an opportunity to leave that publicly. But if they give 1, 2, or 3, we want to take that as constructive criticism. We want to express appreciation for their willingness to share that news with you, and that's very, very critical. So the pro tip is QR codes. We can help you with QR codes. Guess what, folks? The GIVR system creates QR codes. Okay, we create QR codes for you. We can create QR codes that drive to landing pages where we literally have a video sales letter from the owner of the business expressing sincere and honest appreciation for their patronage, and then we can actually encourage to leave an online review that way. You can gamify this. Our system has the ability to credit individuals who are earning the 5-star reviews through mentioning of names. We can actually create reports. If you have a sales team or a front desk staff, we can actually print reports at the end of the month to show you how many 5-star reviews Lisa got versus Sarah, or how many 5-star reviews Bruce got versus Liam, whatever the case might be. So we can gamify this. This is what we call alignment. We want people to, within an organization, to be totally aligned on a stellar experience. Okay. We've completely streamlined this process, and it's every bit of this process is in accordance with legal and healthcare compliance. So we could talk about that, whether you're a financial representative, lawyer, or doctor, healthcare professional, therapist, psychiatrist, it doesn't matter. We're totally aware of the best practices, the known best practices to stay within compliance, both whether it be HIPAA or privacy and data. So don't worry about that. The second pillar, how do you manage your reviews? I think this, even though in my opinion, pillar number 1, getting reviews is the most important, and it is. We can't fix what we don't have. Or have someone getting getting a volume of reviews, and we can improve their process and have a killer process that gets no reviews. So how do you manage the reviews that you get? Well, put it this way. You can manage your reviews yourself. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. We can manage them automatically. The GIVR platform with our review AI program already embedded can respond to each and every one of your reviews in the time frame of your choosing, in the tonality of your practice, of your office, of your business, every time, all the time, without exception. Okay. One of the best things about AI, and there's a lot of things about AI that still have a lot of work left to do, left to accomplish, left to learn. But one of the best things about AI is they never complain. The AI bots don't take a day off. They never miss an opportunity. They don't ask for a raise. Okay. They literally do what they're programmed to do every time without exception. So one of the things when it comes to review responding, this is something where when Noah and I look at reviews online and you're getting responses 10%, 20%, 30% of the time, it kind of makes our skin crawl. Rhythmically, you have opportunities with reviews to satisfy the Google requirement of participation. Okay, Google, one of the algorithmic qualities that Google looks at is what is the participation or involvement with a business and their Google business profile. How much content are they putting on the Google business profile? How accurate are the services? How accurate are the hours? How accurate is the service area? Are they dropping pins? Are they shooting pictures of work being done? Are they requesting reviews on site? Okay, because when you're getting that content, the more active a business is on Google business profile, wouldn't it stand to reason that Google's going to think, if this business owner is active on their Google business profile every day, twice a day, 3 times a day, if we're getting content on this business Google business profile, not only internally from the manager, but externally from their clients or their patients all day, every day, not only are we getting a single user-generated piece of content with the 5-star review and the comment, maybe even a photo, but I'm getting a response by the business to that review. We're getting 2-3 pieces of content every single day with geo-tagged pins being dropped all over a service area that you can't replicate, because unless that photo is uploaded on the job with that testimonial and that review uploaded congruent with that pin, Google is now saying, yes, they don't just say they do business in Brookhaven. They're in Brookhaven doing business. I have the proof. They're in Buckhead. They don't just say they service Alpharetta. They are in Alpharetta, right? So if you're a service area business, this is important. But again, Google wants to see activity, and you have the ability through every customer you serve to procure feedback by way of a review. You could then procure feedback by way of comments or story. You could procure feedback by way of a photo or video, and then you can respond to each of those. Getting multiple touch points with the geotag, and we can get into that more one-on-one. This is golden for a service area business. This is golden to a healthcare business. This is golden to a fractional professional or an accountant or a lawyer, right? Because again, the more activity you have, the better you're going to look on the Google business profile. So the number one right here, the golden rule of responding, respond to everything. Respond to everything, either personally or automatically. Okay? Be prompt. Aim for a 24 to 48 hour response time. You don't have to be 10 minutes after they do it. It doesn't have to be at the same time. But you don't want to be responding to reviews every Saturday. Okay? What if there's something on there that you needed to address right away? I would go so far as to say, and we can set up actual notifications where if we get a negative sentiment, you could be notified within minutes. You may not respond publicly, but you might have an opportunity to reach out to learn more about that experience. Would that be a good idea? Probably. Okay? Be professional and be polite. You do not need to litigate here for the lawyers among us. This is not an opportunity to prove anyone's right or wrong. Okay? We just want most people want to be acknowledged. They want to be heard. They want to be seen, right? So just recognizing, oh my goodness, I am so sorry. This is not within our standards of customer service. On behalf of the entire organization, I am just so sorry that you had a less than perfect experience. What can I do to make this right? That's it. Just acknowledgement and what can I do to make this right? What they're going to do, more times than not, if you give them the opportunity to take that conversation privately, they will. But if you come back like, that's BS, you didn't do that, I talked to my tech, that's not what happened, listen, it doesn't matter. You can be right or you can be happy. And as a business owner, I promise you it's best to be happy. And the way you're happy is to empathize, see, validate your less than perfect review. And I have more stories to tell you about people who never asked for someone to alter or take down a review, but that's exactly what happened. Because after a very empathetic, considerate, conscientious, and timely correction, the person who levied that initial dissatisfaction feels obligated to tell the world how you made it right or take down the negative review altogether. Why not? Now, there are other things that we can do on your behalf, or at least assist you with. There are certain parameters that Google has set up and other review sites. So if there are some things that are off, sometimes people are just, people can be a little different. And if anything is outside of their integrity and I don't say unlawfully, but just they're doing something that just isn't right. It's affecting your business in a negative way. There's a lot of things with Google, and we can help you with that. But more times than not, just being professional and polite is all you need. Take it offline. Again, best publicly acknowledge their issue, just as I said. I didn't read this, but I'm kind of, you could say I've done this before. Publicly acknowledge them. Be empathetic. Don't criticize, condemn, or complain. Don't attack. You want to be totally defensive. You want to be totally, you want to be totally submissive, not defensive. I missaid that. You want to be totally submissive. You want to let them know, hey, this is not in accordance with your value of service, your value or standard of excellence. And understand the power of keywords as it relates to SEO. We can talk about that. There's an example there about a roofer in Roswell. Okay, how are we doing on time? It is 2:50. We started at about 2:15, so we're doing just fine. I will wrap this up in about 20 minutes or so, but we're getting into now what is known as marketing. Here comes Tammy. Good deal. I will let Tammy in. Okay. Welcome. Thank you very much, Tammy. You will get this whole recording, so just no worries. But happy to see you here, dear. Okay. So again, we've talked about how best to generate reviews, how to ask for reviews, how to automate review requests, whether it's more appropriate to automate the request through text or email, or whether it's better to use QR codes in conversations. There are use cases that we can talk about one-on-one. Just like life, it depends, right? It's kind of, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach, but as long as you're asking yourself the question, you're on the right track, and we can certainly help you with that. So once you've secured the reviews, you've delivered an awesome experience, you're getting quality feedback, you set up the survey filter, so we're taking positive 4- and 5-star experiences and getting them right out into the public eye. We're looking at the less than perfect experiences, and we're taking internal feedback and responding to that internal feedback one-on-one privately to really flesh out what the issue is and to make that customer, client, or patient feel seen, validated, and heard. Again, protecting the overall reputation of the business, whether that be on Google or anywhere else in the or any other review site that you may have. So we can take care of that. Okay, now once you've gotten all that, how do we market the reviews? Okay, what we call the reputation marketing cycle? Okay, the reputation marketing cycle is called a cycle because it's a circle. It's the circle of the life of your business. Okay, it's the circle of life for you Disney fans. But it's again, if you're consistently getting positive reviews, it can serve to perpetuate more positive reviews. And here's how this works. And I'm going to go over this quickly, and then I'm going to dive into some detail. But it starts with a positive patient or client or customer experience. You have to start with that great experience. That's the top of the cycle. Then there's the conversation that happens right around 2 o'clock. So if you look at it this way, if we're going clockwise around a circle of a clock, we first have a great patient experience. We then have a conversation with that patient. We discuss the importance of that feedback. We generate a positive review. We then respond to that positive review. Okay. We then take that positive review and we create a marketing asset. What is a marketing asset? Well, the simplest way to do this, we've all seen this, right? What we call a review post. We can actually create for you within your sub account, or teach you how to do this with Canva, and then put into a template form within your social media publisher, a templated or a series of templated marketing assets as it relates to your reviews. So this would be your logo, 5-star reviews, maybe a Google G or a Facebook logo, or a Better Business Bureau logo, or a Health Grades, or a TripAdvisor, or a Home Advisor logo, whatever the case might be. And we want to share with the public what someone you're currently serving is saying about the experience of that service. So we create an asset, we create a post. We can do this as a photo and text. We can do this as text. We can do this as a video. Video is the best. We'll teach you how to do that in a minute. But ultimately, what we want to do is we want to have that experience turn into feedback, have that feedback turn into a review, have that review turn into a responded review. Then we want to take that responded to review and we want to create a marketing asset. We want to create a post. Okay. Then we want to publish that positive review in front of the world, so they not only see before they're searching for your services that you are better than most, as said by your current customers, clients, and patients, at performing the services that you are promising your marketplace to deliver better than most. You understand? So again, we're using the voice of your happiest customers, clients, and patients to create a marketing asset and display to the world publicly, hey, we're doing a great job. Angelic does a great job. Waldorf does a great job. Look what their patients are saying. Look what their clients are saying. Okay. And then now we have a marketing asset. We have a post. Well, we could now take that post and we can simply boost it, throw a little money behind it on Facebook or Instagram to boost it so it gets seen by more and engaged by more. We can create an ad. We can actually leverage an online review or a video testimonial as an ad. What better way to attract more clients than have your clients in the marketplace advocating for your services? Again, this is the cycle. If you begin with the end in mind, as Dr. Stephen R. Covey says, and you say, listen, I'm going to create a reputation marketing system, and the GIVR platform is going to engineer it and execute it for me. And we're going to focus on an outstanding experience, and we're going to focus on conversations, and we're going to focus on empathetic feedback retrieval. Then we're going to focus on seeing and validating the concerns of our customers, clients, and patients. Then we're going to get a bunch of 5-star reviews, and we're never going to quit. And we're going to continually monitor that experience. We're going to respond to every single review 100% of the time. We're going to take the best reviews among us, and we're going to create assets that we can actually share with the marketplace. And then we're going to take those shared assets, and we're going to attract what? Guess what? We're going to use those assets to attract more clients. We're going to attract more patients. We're going to attract more customers. That, my friends, is the reputation marketing cycle. It starts with a great experience. It ends with a new customer. That, my friends, is how we turn reviews into new revenue. That is why the GIVR system is so awesome. It's built to do this for you. And Noah and I will make sure you're using it correctly. Again, these are my thoughts. I think everyone on this call can agree. Everyone watching this recording would agree. Billy's making sense. Okay, we know, we maybe never heard it said, if the world says it so, it must be so. But you do realize that when you're constantly hearing good things about your product or service, you're probably doing pretty well. And if you're having turnover on maybe on the employee side or at the front desk or in the field, maybe you're having some inconsistency in your delivery, and that inconsistent deliverable is causing maybe some inconsistent 5-star review retrieval. Well, maybe it would be good to get a survey out there and find out where we're dropping the ball. Because again, as my very good friend David Corbin says, we have to illuminate the negative. You can't eliminate it. You need to shine a light on it in the same way you can't get rid of a melanoma with a Band-Aid. You have to first identify what the challenge is and fix it, find it, follow it, fix it. Once you've found it, once you followed it, once you fixed it, you will stop getting those negative surveys. You will start getting positive surveys. This mission will self-correct. We can help you with it. We can't wait to see you win. So again, it's all about awareness preceding progress. But again, we cannot edify ourselves. This is what we're talking about. I showed you how we can use the system to create QR codes. I showed you all the countless integrations that we have within the platform. Thank you, Noah. Which again, every time I look at this, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But suffice it to say that every single review platform that anyone could ever want to integrate with is ready to go. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, our reputation marketing program is as robust as a platform as any reputation marketing software available to you today. And when you combine that with the client success team that Noah heads up and the marketing strategy that Noah and I provide, and the coaching and the training and the accountability and the community. I mean, I'm familiar with Bird Eye. I'm familiar with Podium. I have used all the other reputation software available. I've used it all. We could use any software we want to deliver an outstanding service to you folks. And we, without question, built the GIVR platform, which is backed by High Level, which you all know. And there's absolutely no better program for delivering high quality reputation marketing than the platform that we've put together for you today. So subsequent to this call, you're going to receive this killer study guide, action guide, workbook, call it whatever you want, but it's about 20 pages of everything that I said in written form, backed by data, exact how-tos, best practices, statistics, probability for success with each individual method, and then of course at the bottom, all the citations that anyone could need to prove that what we're saying is absolutely 100% truth. Most of this coming to you directly from Google and Bird Eye and Podium and some of the market leaders out there. So again, this has been the Reputation Marketing Mastery Workshop, how to turn reviews into revenue. The action guide you will be receiving is the Reputation Marketing Playbook, a strategic guide to driving growth through online reviews and social proof. We are happy. Oh, I promised one thing I have to share with you. Let me just go here. Let me see. Let me go here. Bear with me, folks. I have to get one more thing. Okay. One more thing. Okay. All right. So I promised you that at the end of this call, you would have an opportunity to book a one-on-one account review with Noah or myself or both. Okay. So this QR code right here with the little dinosaur in the middle, this is our easy QR code for account review booking. This is a collective booking with Noah and myself. I can't guarantee we'll both be there, but if you book this call, one of us will be. You will be able to book a call where one of us are available. So it's leveraging both of our calendars. If you just want my contact information, if I struck a nerve and you just want to jump on a quick phone call, you can scan the e-card, scan it, save to your contacts and rock and roll there. Noah is checking the efficacy of these links. I appreciate you, brother. But again, for the recording and for all of you that are here, if this was valuable, if I've in any way inspired you to take heed that your business is not what you say it is, but rather what Google or Home Advisor or Facebook or ZocDocs or Healthgrades or Law.com say that it is. And we want you to have awesome public validation. We want you to have awesome social proof, and it's already built into our system that you will. So I have been talking nonstop for roughly an hour. So I'm going to wrap it up with questions from our gallery of our live attendees. Everyone else is going to get this on recording and perhaps save your questions for your account review. Or if you want to hit us, you can text me by scanning my e-card, or you can email Noah or myself, noah@givermedia.com or billy@givermedia.com, either one of us. So either way, anyone have any questions? I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. By now, you will have scanned that, or you can pause it back. So I'm going to stop the share. Okay. Very, very good. Again, no.
It's great. Well, I'll just say one thing that is refreshing, because we hear so much about SEO and how do I get ranked for these keywords, and people finding me by searching for the best fill in the blank in my area, but they don't pay enough attention to the value of getting a few more reviews a week out of all their clients, patients, maybe they have 20 patients a week or 20 customers or 5. If you can get half of those people to give a 5-star review, you're going to rank higher like almost overnight. I mean, it's amazing watching people bump up in the rankings just because they're getting more reviews. So yeah, very nicely said, Billy.
Appreciate it. Ron, there you go, buddy. You had asked that I reshare the booking link as well as the card. I appreciate that, Doctor. Yeah, thank you. That's so true. Again, and I think we started when we talked about in the first couple of minutes, we talked about of all the things that people, when people look at, okay, how do I grow my business? How do I manage the digital marketing? What is the process from A to Z? Because it's confusing. There's so much stuff. Like, there's websites and there's social media publishing and social media accounts and networking and the Google business profile and your blog roll and your podcast and your earned media, and you're welcome, Ron, and all those things. And the reality is, and obviously I believe it, but if there was one thing, if you could only do one thing, if you were going to be in business serving your local community, and the only thing you could do was set up a 100% optimized and executed Google business profile, which would encompass your services, your service area, your contact information, you'd have a full social media news feed with photos and videos and reviews, and again, reviews. Like if there was only one thing, if someone was opening a business and they said, listen, Billy, I have zero budget. I have 3 clients. I can't afford a website. What should I do? How do I start? How do I start my digital marketing journey? I would tell them, watch these 3 videos on how to set up and optimize your Google business profile. Ask 100% of your customers, clients, or patients for feedback. Procure 5-star reviews as many times as you possibly can, or improve your experience until you can. Because if you don't focus, it'll never get better. So I'd rather find out with my first 3 customers that weren't 5 stars how to get to 5 stars, so my 6 through 26 can be 5 stars. And once you've done that and you're getting reviews and you can create assets out of those reviews and you do a good job sharing those assets, you don't have to worry about anything. You will be a outstanding a business owner with nothing more than a kick-ass Google business profile. Awesome. And I see that Dr. DePiece already scheduled his client success conversation with Noah and I. Appreciate that, Doctor. Looking forward to your phase 2 campaign. Noah and I have put in a lot of work into how best to amplify that phase 2 campaign for you, and we're excited. So thanks for that. Oh, it's our pleasure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's 8 minutes after 3 here in the Eastern time zone. So if there are no more questions, and for the sake of this recording, just first like to thank you for the opportunity to serve you all. It's the greatest pleasure Noah and I have is to see you realize your vision and to see you win, generate 5-star reviews, to grow your online presence, to work through your social media publishing and your blog posting and your search engine optimization and your newsletter and your short-term nurture and your long-term nurture and all the great things that we deliver for you, the database reactivation campaign, the patient re-engagement campaign for our healthcare folks. It's exciting work, and we're now moving into a new phase of our company. We're approaching I think 30 clients, which is quite a bit more than we had just 90 days ago. So things are getting exciting, and we want to make sure that we're bringing absolutely as much. We will continue to bring you one-on-one and as well as one-to-many coaching calls and opportunities. This being reputation. The next one is going to be on newsletter, which is what we call the long-term nurture sequence, which is really the ongoing marketing strategy and why anyone would want to leverage automated marketing communications to further grow their enterprise. How do we take the core focus and the core values of our organization, the values that we hold true every single day, the way we operate our business every single day? How do we create market differentiation, content, story, testimonials, social proof, awareness campaigns, educational resource content marketing, offers, promotions, seasonal awareness campaigns, and the idea being that over a course of a year, 100% of your current, former, or future clients, customers, or patients know exactly what you do, why you do it, and what makes you better than most. As we've talked about, our goal is to take you from a solution to the solution, and the way we do that is through consistent content. And no better way to create a content strategy than through what we as marketers call a long-term nurture sequence. Most folks know it as a newsletter. Imagine a newsletter that we publish monthly that focuses on 2 or 3 areas of your business, that separates you from your competitors, that focuses on your team and your clients and your community, that identifies the supply and demand gaps from a search engine optimization standpoint, the keywords that you desire most to be known for. And then we want to make sure that there's proper social media content that spins off, again, educating, enlightening, entertaining, and inspiring folks to take action. We want to make sure that your landing pages have message matched to this congruent communications campaign that starts as texts and emails and social content and blog roll and website content and earned media and who knows, highway billboards and morning drive radio conversations, whatever the case may be. The benefit of the GIVR platform is to set up a consistent and congruent communication system. Marketing systems providers. That's what we are. We are marketing communications experts. Noah and myself can't wait to help you realize your grandest vision. So next month, be sure to come back for our newsletter, long-term nurture, content marketing workshop, which is going to be what most of you desire most, about how to take what you've done in phase 1 and transfer it into huge revenue goals in phase 2. So that's what's coming. That'll be here in October. Can't wait for that. Been a pleasure. Thank you so much, and we'll talk to you soon.